Carla Nicole. So listen, I'm not going to be on long, but I did want to give you a little bit of a heads up about the energy shift um, for this beautiful May 8th. I think sometimes it works to our advantage to kind of take a look at the dates, the time, and also pay attention to what we have to expect energetically that we really don't have an awareness about. And oftentimes, you just are unaware, and it's okay. This is what I'm here for. So, welcome everybody. I'm your coach, Carla Nicole. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you would like to learn about the living soul and what it brings to your life and how powerful it is, listen, you will be amazed. You can always join my Patreon because I do have a Patreon out here that will give you more in-depth details about the living soul and how it benefits you. For $7 a month, you can become a living soul um, Patreon member and you can learn some pretty powerful things. I am really trying to help people to not just live day to day, feel certain ways, feel unaware about what to expect when clearly I can help you and hey, even help myself and family when I'm able to sit down and look at, oh, here's some things that I was not aware of. So, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, energetically, currently, this is May 8th. So, May 8th is the second energetic shift for this month. I've already done the forecast for all of May, but I'm trying to give you a little bit of heads up on some things that maybe you don't know that can kind of impact you that you would never imagine. Hi there. That way, it can kind of help you to make decisions. It can also give you some clarity as to why you're feeling emotional turbulence. Hey, where you're feeling emotionally turbulent, you're feeling angry quick, or you're just feeling like, oh my God, I just don't feel like I can be, clear on certain things. This is why, okay? Let me introduce you to the living soul. So there are soul elements that we're unaware of, okay? And those five soul elements in the atmosphere that's constantly moving is earth, wood, then we have the air element, we have fire element, we have the metal element, and we have water elements. These elements, my loves, impacts us as living souls on the planet. We don't understand them because we're unaware. But I am here to help you to get it so that you can be like, oh, this is why I'm feeling frustrated, or this is why I seem to get angry with my kids and they just seem to be everywhere but where they need to be. This helps you to navigate, to understand, to be more intentional with what you're doing as a parent. Helps us navigate a better and much more clearer because we're understanding that there's soul elements in the atmosphere that impacts us on a continuum, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. Okay? So let me explain to you today. So today is May 8th. And May 8th, this is the second energetic shift of this month. Okay? So actually, there was the first shift that went from May 1st to May 7th. The second shift starts today, which is May 8th to May 15th. So I want to go over today because I think it's a great day to talk about this because it's the first day. So it's Thursday, yes, and it's a very usually pretty laid back day. Thursdays are usually kind of cool. But today, I want to talk about something that many of us don't know or unaware of, and maybe having some conjuring feelings on the inside and really unsure as to why. So, check this out. Today, the metal element is up. Okay? So, the metal element is up, which means that a lot of times when you have that upward feeling in the metal, you start to feel a drumming of reflection. You start to feeling a drumming in your spirit about certain things that's bothering you that you're not sure of, that you're concerned with. That's because the metal is up, okay? Your earth wood, though, this week is already dominant. So, again, it's still pretty high. The dominance of the earth wood is what it is. So, don't panic too much. It just is what it is. Now, check this out, though. Water is trying to move this week in the soul elements. So that means that emotions are starting to conjure a little bit. It's not moving freely. It's almost like a puddle. Imagine water is trying to move, but it's not really moving freely. So it's starting to conjure feelings on the inside internally. What does this do to the living soul? Okay, so now that we know that the metal's up, earth wood is still dominating, and water, my loves, is trying to move. So with those three things, this is what we're going to pay attention to. So, okay, the energetic shift is what it is today. Now, that means that there's going to be a surface change. It's a surface change. So what does that mean? It means that it's going to be something minimal, nothing major, just a surface change, but it is going to be a deep invitation for the soul to be invited to. What this does for our spirit and our soul is the slight changes that's happening and we're starting to notice. Don't shun them. Just notice, okay, this is something that I'm feeling. These are small little subtle changes you're starting to pay attention to, and that's fine, but pay attention no less, because I'm going to tell you, the shift is going to start to test you. Here come the test. They're going to start to test you to see how loyal you are internally with what you agreed to. So, it's not easy to do, but sometimes it's challenging. When we agree to certain things in our life, we can agree to, yes, I say yes to peace, or I say yes to getting more organized, or I say yes to certain things like that, as an example. We'll just say peace and organization, right? And for some reason, something causes us to get off track. When that happens, this is now what causes us to feel uncomfortable. We start to feel a massive amount of discomfort and anger inside and disappointment. Don't allow that shift or that frustration in your soul to become something that is causing you to feel unsettled. Just start to face the truth that you're not following through with your commitment. Because you're off center with your commitment, this is why it is now inviting you to face it. Pay attention to that. So now today is a beautiful day to start to sit back and look at what it is you said yes to that you have been not following through with. Pay attention to it. This is vitally important because for you to want to move forward and to start to pursue your growth and get more of what you want to gain, You have to start facing certain things that you wanted to do or decided to do and you failed with it, rather than ignoring it or shoving it behind or feeling like, oh my God, it's coming to the surface because I just don't want to acknowledge that I haven't been following through. No, it's making you look at it and maybe recommit to it. And now restructure your thinking and start to get more involved with how do I get more settled in my decisions. When we agree to having peace in our life, when we agree to getting more organized, when we agree to certain things like that, that is not something you can just up and do. That requires some real focus. And then not only focusing on it, you then have to be accountable for it. So that's where it gets kind of tricky and kind of frustrating. Now, here's something that I used to do, and I usually like to help you to see how I am able to coach you so that I can show you how I've been through some of my own situations like this personally. So I used to be very headstrong on making sure that I was always trying to be, the person to have people to look up to and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, and trying not to, be too faulty about the fact that there were some things that I was not following through. I wasn't being organized. I wasn't keeping my word. So when I started to realize that I really wasn't keeping my word like I should, I had to start becoming accountable. So then when I started having a close friend that I was close to for a long time, started to be my accountability partner. This really helped me to get out of being so accustomed to being okay and not following through, to the point where I now had someone to make me more accountable. Now, what does that do for me? That keeps me accountable, but not only that, it also helps me to review and do every now and then go back and look and revert back and say, well, how did I get there to begin with? How did I get okay with saying things and not following through with it? I have to now make sure that I make that a code of conduct, not just for me, but for my children or for my close peers. Anyone I'm close to, I now have to make sure they are also following through. This helps me to help you to also understand, okay, we're going to have moments where it's tough. We're going to have moments where it's not easy. But how do I make sure that I follow through? Well, I have to have some accountability partners. This is one of the things that I use to help to get out of my so-called living up to my standards when I clearly was not. That's how I ended up changing and reverting that back. So I'm helping you to see how I did that. Now, through the living soul, it helps me to see, okay, this week, energetically, I'm going to have pricks and prods of moments where I'm starting to see, oh, I'm not doing certain things, or I'm feeling a certain way about things. Money's not the best. Or even maybe just certain things that I don't have that I really want to have, and I'm just feeling a little off edge. This is going to be common today. So I want to speak to it so that you understand that you're not alone. This is the energy for today. But this is a test. It's a test to see, are you going to be still okay in the commitment in the downturn of having the uprise of things, the benefits of things. When things are dark, when things are negative, when things aren't going so well, how do you handle that? This is the time in the living soul where we have to sit down and look at, ooh, I thought it was going to be easy. Well, it's not. And so today is a very good example of how it's going to probably challenge you in a small kind of lightweight way, and then you're going to notice the little pricks and prods of it, and then you have to be consistent in making sure that you don't lose focus on, oh, wait a minute, I do have to stay consistent with making sure I'm okay, and in my consistency, let me make sure that I stay aligned with this energy, because the energy is what it is. We're not going to be able to get away from it. It just is what it is. Now, also, because the earth wood is dominant, currently our core truths are going to be challenged. So now, this is the time where you have to stop and think if your core truths in your spirit and what you're living by is not outdated. Are they up to date? Because again, we'll have moments of truths that we stick by and swear by and should have really outgrown at this point. We need to see if our truths are current. Not get so bogged down by, oh, I thought that, everybody thought this way. Well, everybody's not you. You have to look at your truths. You have to see if your truths are actually going to be beneficial for your current life and what you have going on. Everything after a while becomes outdated. So we have to sit down and look at this energy of today, and we understand that, in comes pain, in comes deficiencies, in comes confusion, in comes back and forth and arguments, and I don't understand why. Well, are you outgrowing the people in your life? Are you outgrowing some mindsets now? Are people that you're close to or that you're allowing access to you, are they outgrowing you now? Because this is hugely going to impact your commitment that I talked about earlier, your commitment to peace. Remember, right now, you're going to notice like, there's people in my life that aren't really beneficial, but I can't let go of them because I'm familiar with them, or, we're family, or we've been friends for years, or whatever. Yes, but sometimes it comes a point where you have to sit down and ask yourself, have I outgrown this person? Have I outgrown this mindset? Do we need to now update and upgrade and change our code of conduct as a group, as a, we'll just say peer group, or as a couple, or as a mother-daughter relationship? Do we need to change things because we've outgrown this now? And we're holding on to something that needs to be changed? Prime example, when you're a parent and you're a mom or a father, you realize that after a while, you can't still talk to your children the same way you did when they were 6. You can't still gift them the same way you gifted them when they were small. You have to change it. So this is what today's energy is bringing about. It is really challenging us to now start to look at, are we up to date on the current relationship we're having with ourselves? Are we up to date with how we're seeing things? Are we up to date with how we are handling and navigating in our time? Because if we're not clear, or if we're not really being honest, we realize that I am holding on to some old truths and I refuse to let go of them. Okay, so when you hold on to old truths and you refuse to let go of old truths, what happens is your relationships begin to become outdated. Here's what happens. Old truths become loops. And this really will definitely dominate today. You will find out, oh my God, I'm feeling so, out of sorts because I'm just feeling like someone doesn't relate to me anymore, and I just don't want to let them go because I love our history together. I get it. But sometimes we have to let it go. But first, we have to be ready to do that. And it takes some real honest understanding of self in order to do that. And May 8th is going to cause you to feel these feelings and really question some things that maybe you weren't questioning yesterday. In other words, you might be feeling, well, man, I just don't feel like I can relate to my boss anymore. Or man, whenever I go and, deal with my uncle or my aunt, I'm trying to talk to them, but it just doesn't seem like we can see anything eye to eye. This is an example of how in this date right now, because the earth wood is still dominating and the water is trying to move. It's not moving freely, it's trying to move. This is where it starts to get that discomfort. This is why, energetically. And this is why I'm helping you to understand that if you're not going to be honest with yourself and you're not going to sit down and really realize that, it's not about hustling. It's today is about really being honest, really sitting down and releasing the frustration, and then being able to get your soul aligned with the energy of today. Like I said, the earth is dominating, okay? And then we have the metal, but we don't have a lot of water today. So emotionally, we're going to feel a lot of frustration and agitation, and very easy to be misunderstood today. So again, I'm trying to help you to affirm that if you are in something currently, we'll just say a relationship with your kids, or you're in a relationship with your man, or you got a relationship with your boss, and you just feel like, man, I can't seem to get grips of understanding with this person. This is to help you understand for you that, ooh, okay, I need to really sit down privately and think about, is this really a healthy relationship? Is there something needing to change here? Because I'm feeling a discomfort and I don't know how to express it. I don't know how to talk about it because, again, water's low. So emotionally, you're going to be kind of out of sorts. So today is not the time to talk about it. Today is a day to just reflect. Here's what I want to do for you as a living soul coach to help you through this, because it is going to be strong today. It's going to help you to really kind of get a little more clear, and also to help you to see, oh, you're not weird or you're not off. This is real. So if you're feeling uncomfortable because you're feeling like, ooh, I want something more from what I have, but I can't seem to get it to really feel like it's solid for real. This is why. It's really, this is the time where you will see that actually internally you want this to grow, but also internally you're feeling the frustration, you're feeling the hurt. Don't get too bogged down by it. Just understand that it's a challenge right now, and understand that whether it's mom, child, work, whatever, it's real. So here's what I want you to do today, for all of my living souls that have stuck with me on this call today. I didn't stay on too late, but it is for 20 minutes. I want you to think about something. I want you to just journal today. Don't talk about what you're feeling. It's not the day for that. Do not try to converse with somebody about how you're feeling. Please do not do that today. And then I'm going to give you a little heads up tomorrow. Tomorrow is a non-favorable day in May. So just don't make any moves today or tomorrow with how you're feeling. But I do want you to be honest about what you're feeling. And then actually sit in it for a while. Be honest with it. Here's what's true. Today is a good day for you to just be honest about where you are. Sometimes we have a tendency to feel like we want to get answers right now. We don't want to wait. But sometimes we need to sit in the discomfort so that we can make more sense of it without making a mess of relationships. You know what I'm saying? You ever say, I should have just left that alone? I don't know how many times I've personally done that, where I've been like, I tried to say something and it was not the time nor the place, and I done made a mess out of something. That's why. Because we don't have the information necessary, like I'm giving you today, about what the energy is showing. So it makes it difficult to be like, oh, I thought I could just say what I wanted. You can. Yes, you're grown. Yes, you have that, legal right. But sometimes we need to sit in our thinking and in our feelings and in our soul and allow ourselves to be honest with self first. Come to terms with what we're feeling. And then we need to also review it. So today I want you to sit in this discomfort and journal today. Journal about how you're feeling. And I wrote something down that I wanted you to write. And here's what I want you to journal on. Is this belief still guiding me because it's true? Or is this guiding me because it's just familiar? Okay? Write that down and journal on it. Is this belief still guiding me because it's true, or is it because it's just familiar? Why? Because we need to go back and look at certain things we believe, what our paradigms are, because when we're doing and navigating in this lifetime, we have a tendency to sometimes be so married to a thought, to an opinion, and we're not sure why we're even married to it. We just are. But we need to ask ourselves today, let me sit in this because I'm really uncomfortable and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I'm just really aggravated. I'm feeling really disappointed. I'm feeling really, really just frustrated. And I don't know why I'm feeling this. Well, whenever we have this moment or these moments or these types of feelings inside of us, this comes from being in, what that is the in motion inside our soul, our living soul, it's a conjuring up of wanting to grow. There's parts of our souls that want to grow. And a lot of times, many people don't grow because they suppress those feelings. They stay away from those feelings. They run from those feelings. They try to hide those feelings. And because of that, a lot of times they can't grow. They cannot feel, even present, because they're so busy trying to hold on to yesterday, hold on to a belief that they really know is no longer serving them well anymore. So think about it. Just give yourself some time. You don't have to rush this. This is what journals are for. Journal. Write that down. Take your time with it. It's May 8th. And like I told you, this is the second energetic shift today. It's the first day. Tomorrow is going to be a non-favorable day. Join my Patreon, because tomorrow I'm going to also do another one of these where I'm going to do an audio on what to prepare yourself for with tomorrow, because tomorrow is a non-favorable day in May. And I want you guys to be getting a heads up. These are so important because a lot of times we'll have situations in our daily lives and don't realize that we actually can prepare for them. We can actually be a little more intentional with how we're navigating, parenting, in a love affair, whatever. We can still be very dominating as far as how we're handling our love and handling our relationships when we have some backup knowledge in our back pocket. Like, oh, so today's not the day for certain things, right? Tomorrow is a non-favorable day for May. Certain things you don't want to do tomorrow. And I'll give you more details on that on Patreon. But now today, I wanted to share with you about the fact that Earthwood is still dominating, and that the fact that the metal stepped up a little bit, but outside of all of that, water is low and it's not moving freely today. And so you're going to feel a little bit uneasy and you're going to really want to stay kind of rooted in that familiarity, because you just don't want to have, as I would say, you don't want to ruffle any feathers or anything like that. So you kind of want to keep it cool. But actually, you need to reflect. You need to see why you're having that going on in your spirit, in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. And man, get your own personal reading, because I can do a whole profile reading on you just off of your birth date, where I can give you a lot of details on not only this being a part of it, but you, when you were born and all of that, has a whole nother layer of information that can help you even more, making even better, sharper decisions on when to make major decisions, when to kind of, navigate and do certain things. So yeah, and you can definitely call me. My phone number is 8445-WISDOM, and you can get your own energy profile reading from me, because I am a profile reader. I am a living soul coach to help you really navigate, and even in your love affairs, if you're wanting to know, well, how do we actually match? Is me and my man kind of a good fit? Or I can give you some information on that too, to where you can be like, oh, how do I'm having such a hard time with my child. I don't know how to relate. How do I get through? Contact me, because I can give you a lot of information just off of your reading, because you'll be able to learn a lot about, like I told you earlier, the elements. The elements tell us so much about our living soul. This is atmospheric elements, but your soul has elements also. And we also have so many other things going on in our soul. I'll be here all day if I told you everything. But yes, like I said, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to share this video. Make sure to let people know that daily we do have energetic shifts that will definitely impact how we're handling our days. And we don't realize it, but it is hugely impactful on how our attitude is, emotionally, and where we're at with certain things. So definitely make sure to share this video. And like I said, I appreciate everybody on here. Again, make sure to contact me if you really would like to know anything more about your own living soul reading, because it's just a call away. My number is 8445-WISDOM, extension 0, and you can get a profile reading from me, and we can go over some details about, what it is you're struggling with, or some things that you want to learn a little bit more about yourself. I often tell my clients that if you really want to love for real, loving someone else is so awesome. It really is. But to really love another person takes more when you love yourself. And when you learn more about you in your profile and how you are in your soul, when you learn about that part of yourself, you begin to fall in love with yourself. And when you're falling in love with you, you start to realize, oh my God, loving myself has really upgraded how I love my kids. Loving myself has actually helped me to love my peers, my family, my friends. Oh, right. So It's so important and vital that you learn to love you and become more excited about loving someone else, because you're starting to get away from being so bogged down with, oh, I have to do this and have to do that. No, loving starts with learning first, studying yourself. What is it that moves you? What is it that makes your soul jovial, excited to be here, happy, wanting to be, an impact on the planet? What is it about that? And once you learn about your living soul and what it does and how it impacts you, you start to realize, oh, not all days are created equal. Like I'm telling you, today our water level is low today. So today is not a great day for emotions. We're going to feel a little bit of turbulence there, or we're going to feel a little, what I would say, a little off as far as emotionally. But that's because of the energies today. They're very different today. So again, it's May 8th. Like I said, make sure to join my Patreon. For $7 a month, you can become a Living Soul member, and you'll see how powerful it is to actually learn about your soul, your living soul. And then after that, once you're learning about your living soul, you'll start to see, oh my gosh, now that I'm learning so much about myself, now I know exactly what it is to love someone else. And now I can be more inquisitive about my child's living soul. I can be more inquisitive about my man's living soul. My job at work, my coworker, she's talking and talking. How can I learn something about her that, hey, what's your birth date? Maybe I can figure something out. Maybe we can help. I can help you help you help yourself. And now her and I have a better relationship. All of these things can happen just by being honest with you. It just takes a while to get to that part of ourselves, to being okay with being honest with self. It's not easy, but it's necessary. So don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And again, I appreciate everybody that came on. Always challenge yourself and be excited about being here. Listen, we have to be excited about life. Definitely. It's important. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'm your coach, Carla Nicole. See you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Bye.